interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
300 episodes. 300! We're here celebrating 300 episodes. I was telling you last night, I went back and listened to some of the the early episodes, like episode 1 and 2, and it's just the whole thing was just like the first episode was just us winging the whole thing, nothing, nothing, nothing special, just kind of like no format, no like we didn't go to break at half-hour intervals. We're just like. And here's a song by Andrew J. Reimers about being a Bills fan. It's called 4 Years in a Row.
And hey, look how little has changed.
Yeah,
Still winging it.
There was a post in my memories the other day that says, "Oh, Terry Pegula says our goal is to win the Stanley Cup," and it's and my comment on the post from 11 years ago was, "You got to make the playoffs first." And it's been 11 years and we still haven't even made the playoffs, let alone won a Stanley Cup. So
Just an abomination. Hey, here's to 11 more years, man. Let's see what happens.
Right.
I'm not optimistic. Apparently The Athletic just released, Laura says it should have ended on episode 2. I wasn't there, so yeah, I can't judge, but,
I mean, and you just listen to that first episode back and it's just like, the whole thing is Brian making movie references and me being like, I don't get it. And Brian, the wheels spinning in Brian's head, like, okay, here's what we're gonna start doing, starting next week.
I can pick up the slack on that if you want. I can tell you, I'm not going to recommend you to watch anything fun. I'm going to give you a bunch of like Wes Anderson flicks, but
I mean, Jurassic Park and Resident Evil were series in the original Joe Knows Jack, so it hasn't been anything fun.
See, that's the thing. I know you've gotten into this before, but like I know it's a matter of opinion, and you're never going to change your mind. I think the original Jurassic Park is a good movie that is showing its age.
How old were you when you saw Jurassic Park?
I was like probably 11, but it had been out for 5 years.
I was 30-something. So like, I imagine if I would have seen that movie in 1993 or whenever it came out, I would probably still have that nostalgia for it and be like, ooh, that movie's great. I love Jurassic Park. But because I saw it when I was like 36, I'm just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's nostalgia, but I mean, I guess it is. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad flick is what it is. Like, I don't think it's really as groundbreaking as everyone gave it credit for. It had groundbreaking visual effects, but like, as far as a movie, yeah, it's a simple little formulaic like adventure flick from the 90s. It's like junk food,
It's because I just kind of like, but everybody I've had this conversation with, I've asked that same question. When did you first see Jurassic Park? And everybody who loves Jurassic Park saw it when they were a kid.
Yeah.
So I think nostalgia plays a huge role in that. I was bored as shit watching that movie. Yeah. And like I said, in the second one, I was rooting for the damn dinosaurs to eat the little brat kids. Like, come on. Like, the first likable human I saw in any of the Jurassic Park movies was Jimmy Fallon as himself in one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
It just didn't appeal to me.
It's all right, man. I don't know. It's an odd take because I don't know anybody that doesn't at least think that it's like I know plenty of people, and I'm in the same boat. I don't think it's like I said, it's not groundbreaking. It's a summer stupid big budget movie. It's a Michael Bay flick, But like I've always found it entertaining at least. So you're The fact that you despise it is interesting to me. But
I don't know if I despise it. I just didn't like it. I think I get the reputation of I despise it because I was just actively shitting on the movie on social media as I was watching it. But I mean, but I was expecting so much more. Like, ooh, Jurassic Park, that'll be fun. Mm-hmm. And then it just wasn't. You know, and like, you know, the Resident Evil series was like, oh, you're gonna like all these movies, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, I liked the first one, and then they've all been the exact same movie.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm done with this. I can't watch anymore.
I remember seeing one of them, and my only thought was, this is a bad movie made off of a video game that I did not play, and I didn't find it entertaining. But I'm not a monster movie or a zombie or a horror movie type of guy, so that stuff doesn't appeal to me. Whereas like I got a friend who lives in Jersey, and he's so obsessed with all of those horror movies that he starts stringing together the tropes from movie to movie based on who influenced who, and he can give you like a 4-hour dissertation on it. I have none of that knowledge, so none of that shit rings true to me. It's just, all right, this is a dumb movie based on a video game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, some of the movies, there was a movie called Volcano, which was from the 90s.
Okay.
And it's, you know, it's about a volcano that engulfs Los Angeles. Which can that happen before the Super Bowl? Anyway, I mean, well, I guess that I don't want that to happen before the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is actually in Los Angeles. I was hoping that it would just take out the Rams and the Bengals would win by default, or maybe they'd just be like, well, okay, I guess we need the runner-up from the NFC. So the 49ers are playing the Bengals now, Super Bowl 23 rematch. But anyway,
I mean, hey,
I digress.
I don't think the Bengals have flown in yet. So
oh, okay, well then, yeah,
you can root for that volcano. At least for the next, 48 hours.
But anyway, it's this movie about this volcano that engulfs Los Angeles, and Brian, oh, it's so good, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, these effects really fucking suck, and I'm sure they were great in the 90s, but they were fucking terrible. You know what? We were talking maybe last week or a couple of weeks ago or something about like watching older movies that had great effects for the time on like in HD or like 4K or whatever. Who Framed Roger Rabbit would, like, it's still a great movie regardless, but like I watched it in 4K the other night and I'm just like, oh man.
I mean, that would make sense too because they're doing the individual animation cells on each frame, and
there's at least one scene where you can see through what's his name? Played Mario in the fucking Mario.
Yeah.
You know
I'm drawing a blank. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's not coming up.
There's a scene where he's like in front of a tuned car and you could just see right through him.
Yeah.
It's like, man, they really fucked this green screen effect up.
Yeah. But it's just like everything is so clear now. It's you can't hide shit behind the reduced resolution. Like I'm noticing it too. I'm always watching Seinfeld. It's always on in the background while I'm working and shit. But like, I have a brand new 4K 120 hertz TV that I hooked up, and I was like, yeah, I'll just keep watching Seinfeld. I was in like season 7 at the time.
You have a brand new 55-inch 4K TV that you're watching. I have a brand new
Seinfeld on.
I have a brand new 50-inch 4K TV that I'm watching The Simpsons on. So.
Exactly. See, like, yeah, we cannot get away from our roots. Like, hopefully we never forget them. But like, nah, like. I'm seeing it where, every time they show Monk's Cafe or they show freaking George's parents' house or any of the still images, the exterior shots, are a static image that is like a low resolution JPEG, and it looks like absolute dog shit on a 65-inch TV screen. Like it isn't even close to being believable anymore.
We were talking about getting TVs last week, and I was talking about finding that great deal on a TV, and it was supposed to get shipped to me next week, like on Super Bowl Sunday, like on like Sunday this week.
Right.
And so, like, the next day, I go and check my order status, and it's like, yeah, this order's been canceled. What the fuck? I never got an email or anything about this, right? So I'm just like, what do you mean this order's been canceled? So I, send a DM to their Twitter account, their support account, because I'm just like, I'm not sitting on hold for another fucking hour for this. So I send a DM. I'm like, look, this is what happened. This is, how long I was on hold the last time I called. This is, what I was told the last time I was called. So I don't know why this was canceled on me. I'm supposed to be getting a TV regardless of if you have it or not. I'm still supposed to be getting a TV for this price.
Right.
And I didn't hear from them for a couple of days, but I'm like, I have to, like, I'm gonna buy it through Best Buy because like they refunded $50 to this gift card that I used to pay for that. So it's like, all right, I gotta fucking use this gift card. So I buy another TV, and I finally hear back from them, I think on Sunday. I think I bought the TV Saturday, the TV came Sunday, and they DM'd me Sunday. They're like, hey, so we see you bought another TV. So everything's cool, right? I'm like, well, I'm still kind of upset about being told one thing and then something else happened and I never got any email or anything telling me this order was canceled. And they're just, so I don't know what the fuck I want you to do. I just want you to know I'm upset. And they're like, oh, we're just going to give you $75 off the order you just placed. Like, oh, okay. I'm not going to complain about that. I'll take that.
Yeah, dude.
So I still got a pretty good deal on a TV. I ended up getting, I ordered a 55 to begin with, but I got a 50. And like once I set it up in there, I'm just like, you know, I am so glad I didn't get the 55 because this would not, I haven't mounted it yet and it would not have fit on my dresser. Like no way would that have fit.
Yeah, dude. So. They are much larger than you expect them to be. Like I previously had a 47-inch and I was like, okay, like 65 is going to be a massive increase. But like, yeah, it's like watching a movie screen in my room. Like, yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, and then, but then I've also got the 100-inch projector screen, so it's like, oh, this is pretty big.
I bet the resolution on those exterior Seinfeld shots look great on that.
Well, so that only displays in 1080, so it might look okay.
Yeah, that's what my old TV was. 1080 looks fine.
It'll take a 4K input, but it'll downscale it to 1080. So, I should be angry. Let me read this here. Let me pull that up on here. You should be angry at the discount, demand to pay full price. Nah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's illogical. That's a real contrarian move.
That is illogical. That's another series of movies I had to watch was Star Trek, but I was told to skip the first one. Like he's like, start with Star Trek 2. You're gonna watch all the Star Trek movies, but you're not gonna watch Star Trek 1 because that's just 3 hours of nothing.
I've got nothing to say there, man. I haven't watched any of them.
I didn't hate them.
Yeah?
If you can believe, like, I hated Jurassic Park. I didn't hate the the Star Trek franchise.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because Star Trek's always been known for its, storytelling and it's, they're kind of like little parables, honestly, every episode. So I can see the story behind the movies holding up better than something that's driven by special effects.
I used to when I first got divorced for the first time. No, actually, before I met my first wife. I was living by myself, and like I was like totally into like designing websites and stuff, like coding them from scratch and all that. So I'd be sitting up coding a website like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just put on Fox, and they would show like the same 4 shows every single night, which was like, I want to say like The Simpsons, Married with Children, and like one of the Star Treks.
Okay.
And I think Seinfeld might have been another one. But like, same 4 shows in syndication every night. And just the Star Trek show was just the exact same plot every night, just tweaked. It's like, oh, one of the crew members is in danger. We need to go save him. Hey, look, we saved the crew member. And one of the evil, creatures we're trying to vanquish because they kidnapped this crew member has boarded the ship. Like, it was every single episode had that exact plot line.
It's basically, old school sitcom writing. It's same thing with The Twilight Zone. It's basically, it's the same episode over and over with one little thing changed.
So, I watched some good movies. I watched some bad movies and just, yeah.
Well,
the best ones were like, oh, you can choose a movie. Okay, I've been meaning to watch this movie. I'm gonna watch Over the Top.
Damn, I haven't seen that. Maybe you should have me watch movies.
I
Do it
guess.
in reverse.
Over the Top is an arm wrestling movie with Sylvester Stallone.
Awesome. See, that's the type of cheesy crap that I want to watch. Like, sign me up. Maybe we should do it in reverse. That's a good segment. Like, Joe still knows Jack.
I pick movies for you.
Yeah, and then I watch it and I give as serious of a review as I possibly can.
Okay.
And according to Laura here, we know exactly which one we would need to start with. Home Alone 5.
I got a movie for you. Watch Llamageddon.
Llamageddon?
Llamageddon.
Is that what it sounds like?
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. It is awesome. So fucking cheesy.
Great.
It's so terrible. And we're sitting here one night, and just like scrolling through like, the Voodoo free movies and just like what to watch. And Lamageddon comes up and it's like, that sounds really fucking dumb. Mm-hmm. And Karina just goes, watch it anyway. Like, okay. So I watched it. It's just as bad as it sounds, but it's so bad it's good.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. Like, so were they intentionally making it bad, or were they really trying?
Oh, I think it was intentionally bad.
Okay. That reminds me of, there's an awesome Thanksgiving movie called Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it's effectively about a Thanksgiving turkey that was possessed back in the old days because it murdered a witch or something. So it's just trying to kill all of these college students, and it's totally like some art students, dissertation project or something. Was he made Thanksgiving? It's meant to be terrible. It's really bad, and it's really fucking funny. So that's a huge recommendation on that front of the bad movies that are trying to be bad.
Yeah. And that's not even the first time I did that. Like, just sitting there like, what do I want to watch? I want to watch something I've never seen before. And I just started flipping, going through like the free movies on Vudu, because like, nothing on Netflix ever seems to appeal to me, even though I'm paying for it every month.
Yeah, same here.
But like, it gets, and I'm scrolling through and there's this movie, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's about this punk band whose roadie is like a fucking monster. Like he seems like he's a normal guy by day, and then he's like just this killing, murderous, bloodthirsty monster by night. And,
awesome. Yeah.
I can't think of what the fucking movie was called, and I'm just like, this is gonna be so fucking bad, and it was actually like halfway decent.
Shit, man. I know what you're saying about nothing on Netflix ever appealing to you. I'm finding the same thing. Like, I would have gotten rid of it if they hadn't added Seinfeld. There's nothing left on Netflix I want to watch. Although I did find Thanksgiving on there years ago.
Yeah, I'm just, I have it for like the toys that made us. So, they need to make a new
new season of that.
A new season of that, and the movies that made us.
I remember watching the movies that made us.
I watched the movies that made us, and some of the time, like half the time, it's movies I've not seen, and I'm just like, fuck, I really want to see Dirty Dancing now. Which I think I just bought the soundtrack for Dirty Dancing not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago.
All right, on vinyl?
Yeah.
Yeah, spin that shit, man.
Yeah, I was watching, there's a channel I watched called Professor of Rock on YouTube, and he did a video about Ronnie Spector, who recently passed away, and particularly, Be My Baby, the song that eventually, like, it was a huge hit for her, for the Ronettes back in the day, and it was, adapted into Take Me Home Tonight by Eddie Money. And so he's telling the story of this song, and I'm just like, man, do I have this on vinyl? Because I have like a bunch of compilation albums. I know I don't have a Ronettes album. So I wound up going on Discogs and trying to find like a Ronettes greatest hits or whatever, and it was all just like, I couldn't find a good copy for a decent price, so I'm just like, fuck. But he had mentioned like, oh, it's on the song's on the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. So I'm like, what else is on the Dirty Dancing soundtrack? Okay, yeah, I'm sold.
Shit, man.
So I got the Dirty Dancing soundtrack, and I got what the fuck? I got like a Phil Collins record with it too. So
nice.
So yeah,
good stuff, man. Fill out that collection.
I just got today. I got the Goo Goo Dolls greatest hits because
I saw that sitting over there.
Because Buffalo,
of course. Everybody's favorite band from 1994, the Goo Goo Dolls.
And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to it. I was listening to it while I was programming the music, actually. So I really haven't like heard any of the songs that we're playing today. But I'm sitting here listening to it, and most of the songs are the original recordings, but Name was distinctly a new recording. And you know why? Because they had a really shitty record deal back in the day. They went broke. Like they had, like Iris hit, and they had no money.
Damn. And that song was fucking everywhere, man, for about a decade.
And I just watched a great video about copyright law the other day from Legal Eagle, and he's talking about, the different types of copyright. So, there's the performance copyright, which the Goo Goo Dolls will have in perpetuity, but there's also the like distribution or whatever copyright or the publishing copyright,
which they still own,
which the record label probably still owns. So they went and had to re-record some stuff, which Real Big Fish has done, Everclear's done. Taylor Swift was the subject of the video because she's basically re-released some of her back catalog to with new recordings that are as close as she could get to the original recordings. But you're still gonna
there's gonna be changes. Yeah, it's obviously never gonna be identical. But that is very interesting. Streetlight Manifesto did that too.
Legal Eagle, one of Ningwood Records' favorite channels. I watch him on occasion, and then just the other night I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna watch this playlist of his videos.
I should go in and watch them just to brush up on all the shit that's fallen out of my head over the last 10 years.
I really think that would be a channel for you, Legal Eagle.
Yeah, I'll give him a shot when I get home tonight. I'm going to be fucking
for sure. He's
working late. I got to bang some contracts out when I get home.
He's still buried in work, huh?
I'm dying, man. I'm fucking dying.
Dude, I got in the booth last night. It's like, okay, first job, $90. So that's... shit, I don't even know, like 2,000, 3,000 words, something like that. And then the next job is like $145 for the same client, which is like 9,000 words. And I'm like, I really don't fucking feel like doing this. So I literally sat here and played Punch-Out on fucking Switch last night for hours before I jumped in the booth. By the time I got in the booth, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, fuck, when am I gonna sleep? I got to bed, and I had like an Instacart order out that I scheduled for like between like 10 a.m. and noon. The microphones are right here. See? Anyway. So I'm just like, fuck it. I guess I'm gonna stay up and wait for this Instacart order. Then I'll try and get a few hours sleep before the podcast. I'll try and do all the promotion and shit before then too. And then luckily, like, I finished work around like 10 and my shopper was already out shopping. It's like, oh, okay, I'll just wait for this Instacart order and then I'll just go right to sleep.
Right.
So then I went to sleep. I got up at like 3 and did all the promo for the show and programmed all the music and cleaned up the studio and everything else I typically do before the show. So except eat. I haven't eaten.
Really? Well, it's a good thing you got that Instacart here.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got some potatoes because I just got a vegetable slicer today. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
That air fryer is going to be put to good use.
Right, you combine the slicer with the air fryer. You're
but
just
I
doing
also
gourmet. You're doing fresh cut fries, buddy.
I also did chicken parm last night, so I've got a whole fucking bowl of chicken parm still left over. So, so that's
damn, dude. Decisions.
Oh, the chicken parm's getting eaten tonight. That's just pop it in the microwave and I'm ready to eat. So
Natalie's making schnitzel. We got a Hello Fresh like 5 minutes before I left, and we picked out schnitzel. So I'm eating that when I get home. That should be pretty awesome.
See, I've been thinking of the Hello Fresh or any of that kind of stuff, like the meal prep services. Like I've been thinking of that, but every single one of them, when you go on their site, it's like, how many people is this for? 2 or 4? Like, dude, I live by myself.
I am one.
I don't want to spend this much money. I could just eat cheap. The same meal a couple of days in a row. It's gonna, ThinkSoJoE show should cover Joe's meals. Yeah. Scott, get on that. Speaking of all WNY and Scott Leffler, I was told just before the show that I need to plug the All WNY Awards, which are back, the 2021-2020, I think it's the 2020-2021 All WNY Awards. Nominations are open now. Now listen very carefully. Nominations are open from now until February 28th. That means if there's a band you want to nominate for a particular category, you go to allwnyawards.com, you nominate that band, and then after February 28th, when we announce the nominees, you guys don't come at me like, well, why wasn't so-and-so nominated? Why the fuck didn't you nominate him? So nominations open now, allwnyawards.com. Go nominate your favorite bands so that we can get in here and get it narrowed down to 10 per category, and then you guys can vote on that. All that information's up at allwnyawards.com. So go there, nominate the Living Brain Dead in Shambles and the ThinkSoJoE show for a bunch of stuff. And, you know,
definitely nominate.
Shambles for best cover band.
Absolutely, yeah, because that's all we are now, right? No, definitely nominate Shambles and the Living Brain Dead. That way we're both immediately faced with a huge conflict of interest. I mean, we're the men on the inside here. We'll just narrow this thing right down. Nah, man, that's freaking great. Definitely get out and nominate some shit.
We were due. Yellow Sauce got nominated for like best folk band a couple of years ago, and we have a committee. So we sit down, we discuss this, and I was like fighting for Yellow Sauce to get the nomination. I could not get them the nomination. Like, no, why Yellow Sauce? Because they have a narrator. Who else has a narrator?
Right. Only folk band in the greater Buffalo metropolitan area with a narrator.
I'm trying to get my own fucking band now. You know. Anyway. Yeah.
Who better to lobby, man? Except for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, but we try to. You know, and here's the thing about it, don't stuff the fucking nomination box either. Nominate once, and we have the nomination. We don't need you to send it 6 billion times, Element 36.
So you're saying the nomination is not the same as the voting?
Right. Nominating. Nominations and voting are two different things, so go nominate your favorites now. You only have to do it once. They will be on our list. We will listen to them. We will decide, you know, they will be judged by our committee against the other bands nominated. So, you know, but a lot of the times when I get, you know, why wasn't this band nominated? It's because they weren't actually nominated at all.
Right, nobody wrote them in as a nomination. So, and you can nominate yourself.
If you don't nominate a band, we don't know that band should be up for this award. So, you know, nominate your favorite bands. Go do it now. allwnyawards.com. You have until the 28th. 28th, yeah. Had to look.
I think just to be safe, I'm going to nominate Shambles like 400 times.
I'll be back from Vegas by the time nominations close. I'm going to fucking Vegas.
Hell yeah, dude. It's like I'm saying, man, go play some craps for me and my boy Lenny in Turkey Blaster, who taught me. Get out there and do it, man. Come back with some money.
I might, man, because the guy I'm going with is just like, yeah, I might go pull some slots before the show. Like, okay, cool, man. Like, I don't really gamble, but okay. I'll play some fucking craps. I used to kill at fucking Caesar's Palace on Sega Genesis.
Yeah? Hell yeah, dude. The one where you walk around from table to table? Yup. Awesome.
Used to kill at that game, man.
It's funny, like, thinking back on that now, because, like, all of those games that are basically casino games, like, you know, there's tons of apps that are, like, a slot machine, or you can download a poker app. Like, that's the level of complexity that the games are broken down to. But you used to have to go out and buy a Sega or a Super Nintendo cartridge for $80 and go home and play it on your CRT TV if you wanted to play craps when you were at home.
And then you got to walk around to all the different tables, and then they had fucking, you know, limits on the tables. They had like, I still never got to the high roller tables.
That's hours of grinding.
But that's how I learned how to fucking play craps, is playing fucking Caesar's Palace on Genesis. Blackjack too, like all the fucking nuances of playing blackjack, like splitting and doubling down and all that. Like, yeah.
Blackjack's a lot of fun. Like, I don't know, craps is the most fun to do live, but like, holy shit, like, as I'm joking about going gambling, like, honestly, don't do it. Like, don't play a slot machine. If you got $50, go play some craps, but like, if you lose it, just leave and go, I don't know, go to White Castle.
Believe me, dude, I know when the Niagara Falls casino opened up, I was living relatively close to it, or at least working relatively close to it. Tuned in Tuesday at 6 p.m., and of course we weren't here at Tuesday at 6 p.m. We were at band practice, or at least on the way there.
But yeah, dude, when I went to Vegas for punk rock bowling with my brother, my sister, and Lenny. And Kyle and my brother and Lenny are in Turkey Blaster Omega, so that was a fun trip. Like, we got to see Streetlight, and we got to see like the Menzingers and shit. I got to see All, my favorite fucking band. But afterwards, we're at a craps table, and I'm annihilated, hammered at this point. We're just hanging out, you know, and Lenny's like, let's go play some craps, Ryan. I'll kind of walk you through it, which is frowned upon, but they let him do it. And, you know, I'm throwing, and I just kept scoring. Like, I hit, I think, 6 hard ways, like 3 times. I ended up winning like $150.
Yeah.
So that was great. I won $150 with this extreme amount of luck that is very unlikely to ever occur. Meanwhile, I watched a dude that had, I want to say, probably 10 grand in chips, but he was like wearing sweatpants. Like, I don't know how he got this money. Maybe he just dresses that way, but my impression was he didn't really actually have this money. Put it on 4 hard ways, rolled a 4 easy, and 10 grand gone. And he just goes, shit, and just walks away. And I was like, that is always what happens when you gamble. Like, that is always going to be the end of like the end result, no matter how high you're up. So like, just walk away. But it is a lot of fucking fun.
So we've got new music from our friends in Of Night and Light, and unfortunately, I wasn't told what the names of the songs are. And I realized it as I was programming music today, so I'm like, Cam, can you tell me what the names of the songs are? And I haven't heard back from him yet. So this is a brand new song from Of Night and Light, who have a new album coming out soon. And I don't know what it's called, so here it is on All WNY, the Think So Joe Show. of Night and Light on all WNY Think So Joe show. The song called, I don't know. Thanks for telling me, Cam. I appreciate it.
Go search for them. I'm sure they'll mention it later in their Facebook page. That shit's great, though. They're always so freaking good. We've only played with them like once or twice, but they're always really tight live. They do a great job of reproducing it. And
that's right. I've seen you with them.
Yeah, that's right. That awesome show.
We broadcasted from that show.
Yeah.
And you guys played, and Of Night and Light were the headliner. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that was a great show. And it's like they do a really good job of writing those kind of epic songs that crescendo at the end and build up and become more heavily layered and more intense. And like they bring that exact same energy live. It's always really impressive. And you know, I see Cam around all the time. He's always hanging at stamps and shit. He's a great dude.
Cam's just a really great guy. Like,
yeah, he's the man.
Like I got when I got my couch, Cam came and helped move the couch because like I got it from Brian, and Brian was like, oh, just I can't lift the couch because my neck. And like, so just get two really big, strong guys to come move this couch, knowing that I didn't want to move the couch. Like, okay, cool. So I got Cam and I got my buddy Ashton, and they came and helped with the couch. And that was the last time I saw Brian, I think. So.
Oh shit, man. Sorry. But, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, you probably only needed Cam to move that couch the way he's going. He's doing all that strong shit. It's unbelievable.
Well, that was the, I mean, like, and he got Ashton into all that, so that's why I got both of them. I'm like, hey, you guys like to lift heavy shit. You guys want to come get this couch? Laura wants to know, and the answer already I can tell you is no. Is that a Simpsons shirt?
It is not a Simpsons shirt. It is my favorite band, it's all the guys from The Descendants with a different lead singer. And instead of using Milo Ackerman as the logo, as they did in The Descendants, I think it was their bass player, Carl, drew this guy, Alroy, and he's on all of their albums. I saw him in Vegas, so they did a custom Vegas shirt. But yeah, he's on pretty much all their albums up through Breaking Things.
That's what I'm going to have to get when I go to Vegas is a custom Metallica shirt. So, a Metallica Vegas shirt, because I'm sure they'll have them. This is a Transformers shirt, by the way.
Pretty good.
Yeah, anyway.
Laura says that Alroy looks like Bart. He does.
He does.
He actually was drawn before The Simpsons came out. So I think it was parallel thinking, but if anybody's going to go after anyone, I think all should sue The Simpsons, especially for the last 20 seasons.
Oh, boy. I don't know, man. Season 19 was pretty good.
See, I haven't watched like full seasons, but
Season 19 had some shit episodes, but also had like a string of really good episodes.
Okay.
But that was like the only time where I will sit there and be like, look, this is a post-season 10, set of episodes I would recommend. I mean, there's good episodes here and there in the last 20 seasons, but like for the most part, if you're asking me for groups of episodes like in a row to recommend, season 19's got some. And one of those episodes is very polarizing amongst Simpsons fans because it basically changes the backstory. Because in that instead of being high school students in the 70s, Homer and Marge were high school students in the 90s.
Oh yeah, okay.
But they call it a fluid timeline because obviously the characters don't age or anything, but like The Simpsons came out before the internet was widely spread among people. So what are they still making references to watching 4x3 CRT TVs and playing Nintendo and using wall phones and shit,
right?
Or
exactly.
do you adapt with the times? Like time changes around The Simpsons, and so like and there's episodes that have taken place where Homer is like a child in the 90s since then. So like you can't be like, oh no, you can't have an episode like that because it changes everything. But, like, if Homer and Marge were high school students in the 70s, they would be in their 60s at this point.
Right.
So, like, no, you got to change with the times. So does Homer have a smartphone? Homer has at times had smartphones.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen him in the recent episodes that I've caught here or there, and it's like, and I get that. I understand that people that are fans of things are going to freak out about everything to do with it, but at the same time, like, the reason I always watched The Simpsons had nothing to do with the continuity from episode to episode. It was because individually, it's a sitcom. Like, individually, the episodes are self-contained and very entertaining. There are fun little callbacks, characters that they've added, characterizations that they've made about the way those characters generally act. But, like, when you are a perpetual media entity, like, it's exactly as you're saying, it's going to need to be fluid because, yeah, from a storytelling standpoint, you can't just keep them in that one decade forever when we're 4 decades later in the real world now.
Exactly. and for me, like, the episode I'm referencing, that 90s show, it's just a love letter to the 1990s, man. It's like all of it, like, Homer starts a grunge band and, like, all this, it's just this love letter to, like, grunge and, like, that era. And it's just like, and it has one of my favorite all-time lines in the history of The Simpsons in it, which is, "He who is tired of Weird Al is tired of life."
Yeah, that's an ethos to live by.
Yeah, like in the episode, Homer is a huge, famous grunge artist, and he's super depressed, and he's not even, like, happy that Weird Al's doing a parody of one of his songs. So he's that's the line. "He who is tired of Weird Al is tired of life," and like. For me, that episode was just, this episode is like the best fucking episode ever, because that was, I was a teenager when all that shit was happening, So, like, for me, it's like, this is a really good episode. You just have to separate yourself from the established canon of The Simpsons of the, Homer and Marge graduating in 1976.
Right. Like, which is... I don't know. For some reason, that's not a very difficult thing for me to do, but apparently some people struggle with that.
Some people have a problem with that. So a lot of people were really mad about that episode. And for me, I'm just like, no, this is, this is, for me, this is a great episode, and I can not pay any attention to the fact that it completely changes everything. Because the backstory doesn't matter, because everything that they're doing is happening in current times unless it is a past or future episode. So, like, yeah, okay, maybe it changes, it's different than previous episodes that took place in the past. But at least they have a consistent future storyline. So
right, exactly. And it's not as much of a seismic shift as determining that Seymour Skinner was actually an imposter for the first, 12 seasons or whatever. So,
exactly. And that's the episode everybody points at. Like, that's the day The Simpsons fucking died.
Yeah, same here. But I share that.
But that episode does what The Simpsons do, which is, here's the thing that takes place in the bubble of this episode. And then we just, what's the term I'm looking for? Deus ex machina, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Like I'm
thinking like retro scripting or something.
Basically, yeah, basically that. Like, here is why, here's how this episode does not affect future episodes. So, like, at the end of the episode, they ship the original Seymour Skinner out of town on a rail. And they're like, okay, from here on out, this man's name is Seymour Skinner, inherits his entire backstory, and we never speak of this again.
Right.
So it's like
just a self-contained solution to a continuity error. I like it. Wow. Laura's got that's a hot take right there. The Simpsons peak was when Bart fell down the well. What was it, Little Timmy O'Toole down in the well?
Yeah.
And they did
we're sending our love down the well.
And Krusty's all off
down the well.
Yeah, that's like season 2, Laura. That is far from the peak. I think season 4 is the peak. I don't think they ever did better than season 4, but there's good stuff up through
season 4 is great. Yeah. I think the peak was fucking Lisa the Vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the peak.
She's having the dreams about the lamb. She doesn't want to eat it.
It's somebody in one of the Simpsons groups I'm in the other day, they said that's probably the most quotable episode, and I'm just like, yep. I literally like.
Okay. Yep. You don't quote it.
I went out we were just talking about the Continental during the song break. I went to the Continental one night and I met this girl that I met on like fucking MySpace or AOL or some shit like that. I went and met this girl at the Continental, and she comes back home with me, and as soon as we get in my apartment, she goes, oh, it's just a little dirty. It's still good, or something like that. Just like a direct quote from that episode, and I'm just like, where have you been all my life? That you're over here quoting The Simpsons. I actually have I have a tie, and it's got Bart Simpson writing on the chalkboard, and it says the boys' room is not a water park. And I come to find out later that it is actually from that episode's chalkboard gag.
Nice.
And I wore it to one of my cousin's weddings, which my cousin's weddings don't count because they're both divorced now. So
talking about retroscripting.
Yeah. It peaked when it was a short on the Tracy Ullman show.
That's also that's the hottest of hot takes. Like I was born in '89, so Simpsons just came out that year, and it was like the Christmas special, and then they expanded it to a full season. But like, my old man had taped all the episodes, and he also on those tapes had little interstitials from repeats of the Tracy Ullman show.
Sure.
And taped some of those little shorts, and like, they're not great, at least not by today's standards. Like they are kind of funny, but they're more like a Three Stooges type gag. Like it's just a quick little crude thing that the whole punchline is Homer chokes Bart usually, and that's okay. But that is so far from the fucking peak. I don't know. I can't do that. I can't take you seriously, Laura.
So like The Simpsons on the Tracy Ullman show premiered April 19th, 1987. My second ex-wife, her birthday was May 19th, 1987. She had never known a world without The Simpsons, neither have you, but had never known a world without The Simpsons.
Damn.
And it's like, man, I was, I at least had a good, 5 years before before The Simpsons was a thing.
Before your brain was taken over by America's favorite family.
Yeah. Meg Ryan was born in '89, so he was 7 when he was in You Got Mail.
Yeah, man. What can I say, man? I was a wonderkind.
Yeah, I don't know. But like season 19, there's a string of good episodes, and it starts a couple of episodes before that '90s show. The one right after that '90s show is a Valentine's themed episode that is in like the Treehouse of Horror vein of like.
It's like an anthology.
Here's 3 acts of, we're telling different stories. And one is the story of Bonnie and Clyde with Homer and Marge. And then the second is Homer and Marge is Lady and the Tramp. But the third one, you would like the third segment because it is Nelson and Lisa as Sid and Nancy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a deep cut for a TV show that airs on network TV.
Uh-huh. No, and it's a really good...
Nah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it a shot,
really
man.
Well
I'll go home and fucking
season 19,
watch some old Simpsons
on Disney Plus. Yeah,
I'll go back to watching more old shows on my brand new TV. In between, I don't know if I find the time for it between all the hours I'm logging on Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, right.
Because that's a good use of my time. I'm buried in work, as I was saying earlier, and I should probably be like on the treadmill or something, and instead I'm, playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not a pilot. I have no need to be doing this.
I understand, dude. I'm buried in work and sitting here playing Punch-Out all night, so... And I've never really, played Punch-Out, so I'm just like, how the fuck do I beat this guy? So I'm, having to go on fucking GameFAQs,
that's what's fun
how
about...
do I punch this dude in the mouth?
That's what's fun about Punch-Out, though. It's basically a pattern recognition game, and you just got to do it over and over until you memorize the pattern, but then it's so satisfying when you do it. I never got super into the 8-bit NES one, but I played the Super Nintendo one to death. That game is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I got to
16-bit entertainment.
I got to the last fight last night, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to go to work. So I had to save and stop, and I'll probably come back to it later, but it's just... I wanted to play some old school NES games on the Switch because I just got the NES controllers for the Switch. Okay, Kerry Fey's here. She's her song's coming up next, actually. She sent us some songs. She sent us an email a couple of weeks ago. She's got a new video and a couple of tracks coming out this Friday. And sent the tracks over earlier today. I was starting to get worried there for a minute. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to find another band to play.
Well, hell yeah. Thanks, Kerry.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's always fun to debut songs on the show. Like of Night and Light, that was the first time anybody's ever heard that song, and we're gonna get this new Kerry Fey song that nobody's ever heard prior to today, and we get to do that from time to time. We get to debut songs.
Big break on ThinkSoJoE, man. Hell yeah.
Which is cool, man, because we appreciate when artists are just like, hey, do you guys want our new song before anybody else? Like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll do that. We can do that. I'm okay with that.
Fuck yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah.
So, oh, no, go ahead.
So she's got the new album and a couple of new tracks and a new video. They're coming out Friday, and the video is for the song Glitter, which is the song we're going to play in about 10 minutes. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Count down, man. Set your clocks.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking earlier about, so you did not watch the Nintendo
I
Direct.
did not.
I don't know. I don't know.
I heard they announced a shit ton of DLC for Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm the most excited. I think it's free if you have the Nintendo 64 expansion pass, but
okay.
Which I do have because I'm a fucking dork and I don't know why I needed. I have my N64 hooked up, but yeah, there's like 48 tracks.
Yeah, my N64 is right behind you, but I was like, ooh, N64 games.
Yeah. Hey man, they don't have the wrestling games on the on-demand service, so you need both.
Yeah. I've definitely, dude, I was playing, so like I have WWF No Mercy, which had like a really bad bug in early copies of the game that would erase all your save data.
That's terrible.
So I've had this save data on this cart for like 20 years.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of a fucking live stream on Twitch playing the game. Mm-hmm. Data fucking goes.
Oh my God.
In the middle of my fucking live stream. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. That's 20 years of fucking playing this game just gone.
That's like, that's like, it was the astronaut that made it all the way to the moon and back and then slipped and died in the shower. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks, man.
Yeah,
that can be like a traumatic experience too. Like it's not as bad as it used to be, but I remember accidentally deleting save data from like Tony Hawk 3 that I had cleared as every character and being like, shit.
And you've got all your custom, your created characters and stuff like that too. So that was like the worst part to lose. Am I buying 2K22 and streaming it on Twitch? Probably. I don't.
2K22. What do you mean?
WWE.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. They do it under that too. Huh.
Yeah, that's coming out next month. So probably, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I haven't pre-ordered or anything yet. So I kind of want the NWO version, but I kind of don't want to pay $120 for a video game. So yeah, I'll just stick with the regular fucking edition.
Well, they're releasing Earthbound for free later this evening on the Nintendo Switch Online service, so you can just stream that.
Cool.
You know, that's not wrestling, but...
Dude, I gotta catch up on work. I am so far behind because I sat here playing Punch-Out all goddamn night.
Like I said, man, it's an appropriate use of your time. Procrastination.
I'm just like...
It's not what the Gorilla Biscuits told us to do, but
I'm like,
anyway.
I don't feel like doing this $145 job. That's like 9,000 words of me just telling people what happened in movies.
I do find it funny that you get those contracts, because I don't watch those videos. I had never even heard of them until you told me that's what you were doing.
I don't know what the audience is for these videos. Hey, here's a movie that literally just came out last year, and we're gonna tell you the entire fucking plot right now on this channel. And the channel's got like 25,000 fucking subscribers. Who are these 25,000 people?
I wonder if that's like a meta type thing where people are like reviewers and other YouTubers are using it as a reference.
Maybe. But maybe they're just like, I don't feel like watching this movie. I'm just gonna watch this 10-minute YouTube video, where with no fucking space in between sentences to process anything, because this dude is just like, man, you put way too much empty space in between sentences here. Like, dude, the maximum empty space is 1 second. Like, how little fucking space do you need in these videos?
He's trying to speed read, like beam it directly into people's skulls.
So like, I'm gonna read the comments here, and I'm gonna read them just the way I fucking read these videos. Meg Ryan was born in '89, so he was 7 when he was in You Got Mail. Hi, what timing? Joe, are buying 2K22 and streaming it on Twitch? I will buy it on my Xbox 360 and beat you online. Like, literally, there is no time to process any fucking information in these videos. Who are these 25,000 fucking people watching these videos?
The people with the attention span so short that they're not even able to watch an hour and a half of their life to watch the movie.
Meanwhile, I just hit 300, I think we're at 305 on Things You Might Not Know. I finally managed to do a Things You Might Not Know this week, because I was like, fuck it, I guess I'm writing it myself, because this guy fucking ghosted me last week.
Yeah.
Which is why there wasn't an episode last week, but we did the story of Erechian, the Olympic pancratiast who died and still won his, I guess, whatever the equivalent of the gold medal was in the 564 BC Olympic Games.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The times of antiquity and beyond, man. That's nuts.
Yeah.
How do we even have records of shit happening that far back in human history?
That's the thing.
Like your WWE save data can't even make it 22 years. How the fuck do we still have stuff that happened in 500 plus BC?
That's the thing. Like this whole story of Erechi and any of the research that I did, I could not find the name of his opponent.
No shit.
The guy who lost to a dead guy, I could not find that information.
Did you just call him like Larry?
I guess. I don't know. I just kind of was like, okay, yeah, his name appears to have been lost to time. But here's the name of Erechian's trainer, who shouted at him, like, oh, what a fitting epitaph. He never lost at Olympia.
So we're saying this guy lost a fight to a guy that was dead during the fight.
Yes.
Wow, he's got to be thrilled that his name was lost to time.
I guess.
How
Oh, good. People 2,500 years in the future won't fucking know that.
Right,
won't know it was me who lost to a dead guy in the Olympics.
Think about that, dude. Yeah, people are fucking harsh. That's not a fun thing to be remembered by. What a serendipitous occurrence for him.
Yeah. I think I did an okay job at that. I was like, how do I pad there's not a lot of information about this other than basically how he managed to win the fight and how he died during the fight. So
right.
It's like how do I pad this out to a full video? So it's like one of the shorter videos on the channel, but it's
as long as you convey the information.
With the Winter Olympics going on right now, it just seemed like the perfect time to drop a video about the Olympics.
Yeah.
So, which is why we did the hockey video a few weeks ago. You and I were talking about last night. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the guy that scored a goal in a game he did not play.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
I keep getting we keep getting comments on the 9 Inch Nails video we did 3 months ago. Where people, oh yeah, Year 20, Year Zero was a great fucking album, but I think it would be less remembered if they didn't do this whole marketing campaign you're talking about, kind of like In Rainbows from fucking
Radiohead.
Radiohead, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was such I
got a comment this morning I'm going, oh man, I just got my 9 Inch Nails tickets. I'm gonna go see them in Las Vegas. Hey, guess what? I'm going to Las Vegas in 2 weeks to see Metallica.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's a story. That's a story we'll tell after the next song. How I'm going to see Metallica after totally not expecting to go see Metallica this month.
Yeah, dude, you gotta be stoked.
Yeah, but Kerry Fey has some new music coming out on Friday. A new music video for this song that we're about to play, which is called Glitter, and I'm still 20 seconds away from the actual changeover to the next hour. So, yeah. Anyway.
Just sit and stare. 20 straight seconds.
We'll just sit in silence and just stare at the camera. Because everybody loves it when we stare at the camera. It's not creepy at all. Anyway.
Directly into your soul.
Anyway, this is Kerry Fey. This is a new one. It's called Glitter on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
Say that, is it weird? 'Cause you make my stomach do things that it hasn't done in years. In fact, sometimes I see your face and I just wanna throw up. 'Cause it's awkward to be happy in a world that is so scary. And it's scary to love when your heart has been buried after years of cuts and bruises, unrealistic expectations set down by the patriarchy. Now I hope it doesn't freak you out to know just how I feel, 'cause I can't keep something quiet then when I feel something real. I know nothing's perfect now, and there's so much to sort out, but I can feel it in the air. I don't have to hold your hand to know that you're right there, but I wouldn't mind holding it just a little bit more. It could have been that night after we rode naked on our bikes, glitter covering my bed all over the rest of our lives. Now I hope it doesn't freak you out to know just how I feel, 'cause I can't keep something quiet when I feel something real. I know nothing's perfect now, and there's so much to sort out, but I can feel it in the air. Now I hope it doesn't freak you out to know just how I feel, 'cause I can't keep something quiet when I feel something real. I know nothing's perfect now, and there's so much to sort out, but I can feel it in the air.
All right, that was Kerry Fey on All WNY ThinkSoJoE show. We were totally prepared for the end of that song. Song called Glitter, that's coming out on Friday. You can catch the video on YouTube. So,
It's fucking great, man.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a hell of a voice. Holy shit.
we were just talking as we were listening about, the first thing you said was, man, this is great.
Yeah. And we
Got Sean Kelly says, great song.
yeah, we concur, Sean. Nice freaking job.
Absolutely. Laura wants to know if she has an album she can buy.
Yeah.
So Carrie's in the comments, in the chat, so she can answer that question. But these songs will be available on Bandcamp and Spotify and all that stuff Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good stuff. Great freaking tune. I really liked it.
Yeah, we were just
Hell of
talking
a
about
freaking voice.
We were just talking about it. We had her for Halloween last year for All WNY, and it was just a great time. Great time.
Laura's insistent that
Twitch.
we use the Twitch comments, not the YouTube. You have no control over that. We're going to continue using the YouTube
For
ones.
whatever reason, I cannot get the Facebook chat to come up here in the things. I have to use like the Twitch or the YouTube, like from the Restream bot. when it's a comment from the Facebook page. I don't know why. I just can't, like, because it's like enter the URLs for all the videos. So like I'll put the Facebook URL or the YouTube URL, and I'll put the link to the chat, the Twitch channel, and then it's just like no matter what I put for Facebook, it doesn't come up. So Halloween seems like 1,000 years ago. Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to describe my costume, and I'm like, what the fuck even was my costume? It was like a demon or something with just like a cloak and like glowing red eyes. And I like Yellow Sauce played that, and I freaked out Leland because like I was just sitting there not moving. And he goes to walk by me, so just kind of stood up, and I got right in his face. He's like, is that Joe?
Nice job, man.
Yeah.
Got a costume that actually scared somebody. I failed at that. I was a bottle of mustard this year. Not scary. Unless you hate mustard.
You guys were a BLT when you played the Halloween show for us, weren't you?
Yeah, that was we have a thing with being food themed costumes apparently. Yeah, that.
And you weren't the only you are not the only like because you guys just wore like different colored shirts. Like one was brown and one was green and one was red.
Yeah,
so you were bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
The classic shambles underachiever outfit, just little.
But you're not the first ones to do that because we had Jackknife Stiletto from New York on a Halloween show, and they wore just shirts that said rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, dude.
So
I mean that's awesome. I like the low the low effort costume. Like we I think it was the same night as that Halloween show that you did this year, or well, I know there was a show that night, and we couldn't go because we were playing at Thin Man Brewery, and we just got a ketchup shirt, a mustard shirt, and a relish shirt, and wore white beanies, and that was it.
Kerry Fey, not fond of mustard. Ketchup though, send it.
Ketchup is, I think, the ideal condiment.
I think this is a conversation that's come up on the show, but there's a National Hot Dog Council.
Okay.
And they say if you're over 12, you can't have ketchup. You shouldn't have ketchup on your hot dogs.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I absolutely disagree. I think that's like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you to tell me what I can put on my goddamn hot dog?
Especially given the venues in which you generally have access to a hot dog. Like I ate one the other day at Community Beer Works because we are now out of sober January and we are out of pescatarian January. So I ate a fucking hot dog and had a couple beers, and it was awesome. But the hot dog there, yeah, they gave you sauerkraut and they gave you like a barrel and brine pickle slaw, and it was fantastic. But like generally, when you're getting a hot dog, you're at a Sabres game. It's or a baseball game. Exactly, and it's a crappy...
Don't get me started on boiled hot dogs.
Right, it's a crappy little boiled bar-S hot dog in a squishy bun. And the only thing you can do is slop ketchup or mustard onto it.
When I was in Santa Clara and I was at the Niners game, I like woke up late and I was trying to get to the game and I didn't get a chance to eat. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna eat at like halftime. So like 2-minute warning hits before halftime. I'm like, I'm gonna go find food, and there's a dude walking around selling hot dogs. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll just buy a hot dog. So I bought like 2 hot dogs and they were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And but I'm very particular about hot dogs. Like, I need Salen's hot dogs. I need them fucking burnt to a fucking crisp.
That's the best buffalo hot dog.
Like Ted's hot dogs all day, man.
No, Ted's are great, yeah. I'm also, being from Rochester originally, a huge fan of Zweigel's hot dogs, like the pop opens, white hots and red hots, but either of those I'm totally fine with. I can't handle, I think it's Bar S is the one. It's, it's $1 for 10 of them if you buy it at the store, and I think that's what they use at arenas, and they're not freaking good.
Yeah, I know.
And they even say, if you buy a Salen's hot dog, all of a sudden it's $5 instead of $2. So
I'm not a big fan of arena food to begin with. Like, they have, what do they have, like Lenovo pizza in there? Is that what they have? And it just, I was in the section, you know how they give away a pizza to a row?
Yeah.
So, like, I was in the section, and it was like the row behind me won the free pizza, and they're just like, hey, you guys want some too? Like, okay, cool. And I took a slice, and I'm just like, this is what the fuck they're selling at the pizza place in this arena? Like, ew.
That pizza's been sitting in Sabretooth's dressing room for an hour and 45 minutes at least.
Probably, yeah.
I've bought the pizza at the arena, and I'm actually kind of surprised at how decent it is. This is where, see, look at me coming alive. I have strong opinions about absolutely nothing. And yeah.
Oh, we're talking arena food now.
Yeah, we're talking arena food,
now we're
fast
talking.
food. Oh my God. Anything I can get at 7-Eleven, I totally have a firm opinion on this. Everything else,
7-Eleven. 7-Eleven food isn't bad. So like, so I had a McRib like for the first time, like just after I moved out here, South Buffalo, like 10 years ago. I had a McRib for the first time because,
how was it? It changed your life?
No, well, at that time. That was before my ex-brother-in-law stole like $1,100 worth of stuff from my house and became like dead to me.
Right.
So like, but he was like all about like, oh, I fucking McRib's back, dude, the McRib. So we went to fucking McDonald's and I got a fucking McRib. I'm like, all right, let me try this. I like ribs. Let me try the fucking McRib. And have you ever had the fucking frozen rib sandwich from 7-Eleven?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
That is what a McRib is.
100%.
It is exactly what it is. And I'm just like, this is nothing fucking special.
Oh, duh, I disagree so wholeheartedly. That's what makes it special, man. I'm not saying that.
But it's nothing special that I have to go to McDonald's when they have it available to get. I can literally walk over to 7-Eleven right now and get the exact same fucking thing.
Au contraire, man. You need those sliced white onions and those McDonald's pickles. You're never getting that flavor from a 7-Eleven, as much as I do appreciate them.
I disagree. I thought it was very much the same as the fucking 7-Eleven
that's the
frozen
thing, like,
rib sandwich.
It is the same thing, and I think that's part of why I enjoy the McRib is, like, it is a ribicue. It is, like, that's what those patties are called. It's a freaking ribicue. It's the same thing that I got, like, on Thursdays, you know, in public school, and it's the same thing we got, like, once a week when I went to Boy Scout camp when I was a kid, because it's just this processed, like, pork slurry formed loosely into the shape of a rib that you stick on any bun, and like all you're tasting is barbecue sauce. Just coat it in barbecue sauce. Oh my God, and I love it. And there's just something about the elusiveness of the McRib that appeals to me because I am easily marketed to.
Public school food.
Oh yeah, dude.
Monday hot dog, Tuesday tacos, Wednesday hamburgers and chocolate milk, Thursday sloppy joes, burritos in a bag. Friday was pizza day.
The best day of the week. Dude, you know what else?
Somebody who gets my irreverent humor.
Aquabats are the shit, man. Dude, so speaking of like, I guess I'll get off of the junk food in a minute. You know what? No, I'm just staying on it all night. I'm gonna be Jim Gaffigan. It's fucking junk food for the rest of the show. But no, we found I'm not going to be helpful here because I don't remember the name of it, but I went to Record Archive with Natalie's old man.
Okay.
And this is, you know, God, a year and a half ago, there's a bar up the street that's very similar to like a McGregor's or like a Jeremiah's or something. You can get wings. They advertise like a giant slice of pizza. But like, yeah, we went to Record Archive, got a beer, got some records, then went to this place, and I was going to get the giant slice of pizza. But they had on the menu instead, for $2, you can get those little hexagonal Mexican pizzas that you used to get in public school.
Okay.
And
I know what you're talking about.
I was like, and let me say, they're not good. Like they are not.
They weren't good then either.
But I immediately was like back in 5th grade eating this thing. I was like, this is fantastic. I will get this every time I come here because I remember what it was like to get this sitting at a table with Greg Best and James Williamson. You know, like talking shit about Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. So.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer essentially like dissolves his taste buds so new ones have to grow. And so he, every single thing he eats is like super intense flavor because it's brand new, you know, never used before taste buds. So he's, and everything is just far too intense for him to eat. And then Lisa comes home, she's like, try this, Dad. And he starts eating it and he's like, oh, I can eat this. What is this? It's fine. It's perfectly bland. And she's like, it's the macaroni and cheese they're serving us at school. So then Homer starts eating all his meals at the fucking elementary school.
That's a pretty good gag because, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that, like, half of public school food, even when I was going, was made of, like, sawdust.
Dude, like, there was no fucking flavor to school food.
No.
None.
I remember getting like boiled, like we're talking boiled hot dogs. They used to like boil hamburgers and just have them in like a thing of water and grease and just, here you go, it's on, you know.
Grill shit, man, grill shit. I want my shit grilled. Like Laura commented earlier, Joe likes his hot dog. Yes, fucking burn the fuck out of those things. like you can't do a good fucking hot dog on like a Foreman grill. You need a fucking actual fucking grill and just burn the shit out of it. I might try them in the fucking air fryer. I think I could pull that off in an air fryer.
I think it'd be pretty good, but if you take it too far, they're gonna explode and it'll be like that episode
well, I mean,
of Seinfeld where the crepes are exploding.
You gotta cut them, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
no, they are good fried. That's that one I got at Community Beer Works was a fried dog. It was awesome.
Got a happy 300th from Dennis Clifton. Thank you.
300 episodes. The all hot dog 300th, Joe.
All hot dog 300. We're gonna talk about hot dogs the whole fucking show. I don't know, man. Like Ted's hot dogs are the shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was talking to Jasmine a couple of weeks ago. She sent me a message because her and her dad, she was in Arizona. She went to there's a Ted's hot dogs location there. And so she went in, her dad was wearing a Bills sweatshirt, and this was before the Bills got eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he walks in, and people start going, hey, at him. And so she's like, I wonder if I do that on the way out, if anybody will respond. Because it is kind of like a Buffalo institution, just it happens to be in Arizona.
Yeah.
So she sends me a video of her doing that, and nobody fucking responding. I'm like, can I move there?
Oh, get the fuck out of here, Joe. Yeah,
They have a Ted's hot dogs, and I don't have to hear that shit.
Yeah, you can go bake in the desert. Have fun, man.
Oh man,
I'm
going to the desert in a couple of weeks, man. I'm super excited. Like fucking.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A certain thrash metal band from the '80s, a ticket to go see them fell into your lap somehow.
Literally, was basically handed to me. When I got back from California from seeing Metallica on the 40th anniversary shows a couple of months ago, I get this message from this dude who, I met this dude. Talk about Pizza Hut. We'll talk about Pizza Hut. We can do that. Absolutely. But we fucking, I got offered a ticket at face value for Floor for Metallica in Vegas. And I looked at like plane tickets and I'm just like, dude, I literally just got back from California. I just spent $800 to be able to stay for the second night of this set of shows. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate the offer, and it's really going to just crush me to have to say no. But I have to say no. And the guy goes, oh man, yeah, no problem, I understand. Like, I just really want them to go to somebody who really likes a huge Metallica fan. I actually met this dude, I've never met him in person, but we've been friends on Twitter, from when Metallica did the All Within My Hands Foundation show, live stream, pay-per-view kind of deal. We were both kind of tweeting about it, and we discovered like, hey, wait, we're both in Buffalo? Like, that's cool. Like, so we've been friends on Twitter ever since. And so he had another friend fall through for that was going to go with him, for a great reason. Mm-hmm. And the guy was like, look, man, I'm really bummed that I can't go, but I'm really happy about this situation that's causing me to not be able to go. So just, give the ticket away, dude. Like, don't even give me my money back. Mm. And so he reached out to me. He's like, dude, I have this ticket and you can get to Vegas and back for $200 if you fly out of Cleveland. And these are the flights I'm planning on taking. If you are in, I will book my flights right now if you book the same flights as me, and I will drive you to Cleveland, I'll drive you back home from Cleveland, and we'll go to the show together. And I'm just like...
Pretty good deal.
I can't say no to that.
Yeah, $200, man, in and out.
$200, and I'm like, dude, I am so buying you dinner when we get to Vegas. Because you're giving me a $250 fucking ticket. You're driving me to get to Cleveland to get cheaper flights. Yeah, absolutely, I am down to do this. And he was like, dude, I am so glad that this ticket is going to somebody who really fucking loves Metallica. And I'm just like, yeah, that's me. So I'm on the 25th, I'm going to see Metallica in Vegas. And I texted you guys first. Mm-hmm. And then I texted Karina. And that's a couple of days after the Dropkick Murphys show in Rochester. She's like, you're still going to Dropkick Murphys with us, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I guess I can go to Dropkick Murphys and Metallica in the same week, I guess. I don't...
Dude, this is the thing. We kind of had this discussion last night, but you're well, obviously, we're on the air now, so we should do it again. But I can't believe one, good for you that you get to go see Metallica. Mm-hmm. Two, I can't believe that Dropkick doesn't do anything for you. And don't get me wrong, I understand the Bomb Pops are opening for Dropkick. The Bomb Pops are fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Fear of Missing Out was the greatest pop punk record that I'd heard in a couple years when it came out. They rock so hard. Absolutely go see them. But Dropkick is very, very good, and I know they have
I'm not saying that they're not good. It's just the Celtic punk thing was cool to me when I first heard it, and now it's just again?
Yeah, see, that's the thing though, is
But you're Irish and I'm not. So
that's it. Like I'm like 90% Irish, and the thing is like this is kind of what I was saying last night too. Like I remember when I was a kid going to Warped Tour, and it seemed like every band was like
a different style of punk.
Yeah, like in my brain it was like a shtick because I was a kid and I hadn't. And I'm not calling you a kid. I'm just saying it was the way I perceived it. I was like, okay, like Bad Religion is the philosophical band, Anti-Flag is the political band, Flogging Molly's the Irish band, Newfound Glory's the pop punk band, and it's like. It isn't like that to me anymore because like the Celtic punk thing and just like Celtic music in general is like, I mean, every time I hang out with my old man, that's what we're listening to. So it's like, it doesn't seem shticky to me. It just seems like a bunch of working class dudes from Boston that started writing some killer street punk songs and added some bagpipes. And I will say that I'm not a fan of like their last 3 or 4 records, but like you go like Do or Die up through like the meanest of times, like sign me the fuck up. Like,
I think the other thing was like, even when I was drinking was not like my fucking personality. So a lot of these songs are like, oh, we're gonna get drunk. Like,
no,
okay.
That's just, you gotta write about something, man. You can't write a song about nothing, so you write a song about drinking.
It doesn't appeal to me, but the Bomb Pops I fucking love, dude. Like, YouTube started recommending them to me because I was watching all these Masked Intruder videos, and YouTube's like, you might like this band. So I start watching some of their fucking videos, and I'm like, buying 2 of their albums right now. Went and bought 2 of their albums, and then I posted them on Instagram like I always do, and Brian goes, oh, you only bought them because you saw them in my Discogs. Like, no, dude, I really actually like this band. I saw them on YouTube and kind of got into them. And they played with was it, I think like Bayside or some shit, right? Like, so we went and saw we went to that show just so I could see the Bomb Pops, and Karina was like, oh, Hawthorne Heights, I want to hear Ohio is for Lovers. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they'll play it.
I'm not a Hawthorne Heights guy, but hey, whatever.
The song Nicky FM by Hawthorne Heights was a running gag with me and a friend back in the day. Yeah. So, like, because Karina wanted to stick around and see their biggest fucking song, it's like, okay, well, maybe they'll play this other song. And they fucking played it, and I took video and I posted it on Instagram, and I tagged my friend. I'm like, insert inside joke here. And but by the time Hawthorne Heights was done, we're just like, yeah, let's go home. Like this is too much. Let's just fucking go home. Like their whole fucking set was, hey, you guys remember 17 years ago when you were all angry at your parents? Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I can't get behind it. Although at the same time, like, All and Descendants are like my favorite band, and Frank Nevada wrote a song called Parents, and it's like the simplest thing ever. It's like, parents, why won't they shut up? And I'm like, I still like Descendants.
But
I
the
don't
thing
think
with
I
the
play that
Bomb
tune
Pops,
anymore, though.
so the thing with the Bomb Pops is like just after Brian, like I think they announced that show like right before Brian died, and I had tickets, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to see the Bomb Pops, and then. Right after Brian died, they announced that that one of the fucking Bomb Pops wasn't doing the tour because she was dealing with mental health. Polly, yep. She was dealing with mental health issues and stuff like that. She had just had a miscarriage and whatnot, so she was dealing with mental health, and good for her for taking the time to take care of that.
Yeah.
But they announced that Remington was going to play fucking guitar for them, and. As soon as they made the announcement and I clicked on Remington's Instagram, I'm like, that's fucking Purple from Masked Intruder. And Brian fucking loved Purple when we saw Masked Intruder. Just fucking loved her. And was just like, would get into some of the songs when we were playing and be like, yeah, I got my Purple fucking vibes going. And so like, as soon as they announced like, Remington is going to replace Polly on this tour, I'm just like, I wish I could fucking text Brian right now and tell him this.
Yeah, shit, man.
But
that's a very, very, very cool stand-in.
But it's really cool that like as soon as they announced they were playing this show, I'm like, all right, I could get down with going to see this show. I don't really give a fuck about seeing Dropkick again. But, like, Karina's cousin's super into him, so we got 3 tickets, so he's driving us out there. So when she was like, oh, you're still going with us? Like, yeah, I guess I'll go. I guess.
I'm just so shocked that it's, like, something that you're kind of, like, on the fence about. Like, I don't know. I've seen him, like, 5 or 6 times, and like the last time I went, I was with Natalie and Mike Jacobs and his wife and a couple other people, and we saw them in New York. But I mean, like, they did like a retrospective thing, like a video at the beginning of their whole band's career, and I was like, I don't know, man, that band is just awesome.
Given the choice, give me Flogging Molly over Dropkick.
I think I can agree with that.
I think if I was going to like specifically go see one of them, I would pick Flogging Molly, and I got to see them with Social D a couple of years ago. And I saw both of them.
Show, yeah.
I saw both of them a million times back in the day. So it's just like
I fucking love Flogging Molly.
Yeah. But I saw both of those bands a million times at like Edge Fests and Warped Tours and shit back in the day. So you know.
I will go see them a million more. I think that's what I'm saying. It's like it's stunning to me that you're not into them.
I just, you know, every song's about drinking, and I'm just like, I don't.
No.
I don't.
Oh, come on. That is not true. Look at you on your self-righteous high horse.
It feels like every song is about drinking.
No, you're just stereotyping me and my people, dude.
I am certainly not trying to do that.
No, like Dropkick, I will give it to you. Dropkick has a lot of fucking tunes about drinking, but Flogging Molly's a lot more about, like, I don't know, a lot of tunes about despair. And a lot about, like, anti-nationalism type shit.
But let's talk about Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut's coming back.
Yeah, I saw that.
So for anybody outside of the area that's listening, we have not had Pizza Hut in the area in, like, what, 3 or 4 years now?
I actually think it might be a little
longer
bit
than
less.
that.
It's right around there. I feel
somewhere around there.
I feel like there was one that was hanging on in, like, Cheektowaga or something. But it was the last one, and I remember seeing the announcement that Pizza Hut was vacating the greater Buffalo area. And I didn't think twice about that because I don't really ever go to Pizza Hut.
So they've now announced that they're bringing like 10 new locations to Western New York.
Yeah.
And the joke was like, oh yeah, Buffalo out Pizza the Hut. But here's the thing, like everybody's kind of, a lot of people are upset about this because they're like, what the fuck do we need a Pizza Hut for? Why would anybody go to Pizza Hut when this is Buffalo? We have good pizza.
Yeah,
First of all, I do want to say, no, we actually do not have Jack in the Box.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I might have had Jack in the Box, like, traveling, but we don't have one around here.
I have never been to Jack in the Box. I've been to Hardee's and Carl's Jr. quite a bit, but...
So do we have a Jack in the Box? I want to finish talking about Pizza Hut, but, because everybody's like, oh, you don't need a fucking Pizza Hut, and I'm just like, Pizza Hut is nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Like, I used to go there with my grandfather. Like, if I go to a Pizza Hut, I eat it with a fucking fork, because that's how my grandfather used to eat Pizza Hut. And only Pizza Hut. It wasn't like, you know, you order from the local pizzeria and eat it with a fork. No, only fucking Pizza Hut. So, like...
Because they had deeper dishes, man.
So I would order from fucking Pizza Hut, and I would eat it with a fork, and I would go there every now and then. It was never like I definitely have to go to Pizza Hut now. Like, I wouldn't order from fucking Pizza Hut. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna order pizza, I'll just order from fucking Leo's up the street here. I saw somebody the other day, and this is a very, this is a Niagara Falls-centric comment. Somebody was like, oh, we don't need a Pizza Hut here, man. We've got Buzzies and fucking Mr. Ventries. And I'm just like, that's what you think is good pizza? Buzzies and Mr. Ventries? And if anybody from Niagara Falls wants to disagree with me, fucking Buzzies and Mr... I don't know if it's just like I worked across the street from Buzzies for like 10 years and had so much fucking Buzzies, and it's the most bland fucking pizza I've ever had. And then you've got fucking Mr. Ventries, which I used to live across the street from, and is the greasiest fucking pizza I've ever had. Like, it's literally grease shaped into the shape of a fucking pizza. Gross. If you live in Niagara Falls and you think Ventries and Buzzies are the best fucking pizza you have in your fucking city, there is something fucking wrong with you.
Right.
Anyway.
You need a Pizza Hut. So you can have a demonstration.
Goodfellas has the, Goodfellas is the fucking place to go for fucking good pizza in Niagara Falls. Or Pizza Oven if you can find it when it's fucking open. Pizza Hut is definitely better than Buzzies. I've always hated that place.
There you go, dude. You've got concurrence. Here's my thing with like Pizza Hut is like if I'm ranking them against chains, right? Yep. Like nobody ever needs to go to Little Caesars again. Nobody ever really needs to go to Papa John's again.
I do need to say that Batman calzone from fucking Little Caesars actually looks really fucking good.
I have no idea what that is.
It probably tastes like shit because it's Little Caesars, but it actually looks pretty good. I'll pull up a picture during the song break when we get there.
It's like if you're going up the chain of like the 4, it's like, yeah, we don't need, it's like we don't need any more Little Caesars. We don't need any Papa John's. Domino's is acceptable if you only have $5. And Pizza Hut is actually the closest thing I've had to an acceptable pizza. It's not blowing me away, but it is a solid C+. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Dude, Pizza Hut breadsticks, man. Pizza Hut breadsticks all day.
Right. The breadsticks are great, and they have the dipping sauce is like just completely loaded with sugar, which is, delicious. Everybody likes that.
But the pizza is just the nostalgia factor for me from there. So like that's the only reason that I'm like, ooh, Pizza Hut's coming back. Because I will go to a fucking Pizza Hut, eat my fucking pizza with a fork, and get some fucking good ass breadsticks. But, like, I'm not going to do that all the fucking time because, yeah, I live in Buffalo. There's way better pizza places than fucking Pizza Hut. Buzzy's is not one of them. And Katie says those Goodfellas Charbecue wings, though, for sure, definitely. Goodfellas had the best fucking pizza and wings, in my opinion, in Niagara Falls living there. Other than Pizza Oven, which was never fucking open. Laura will get to that. And then Katie wanted to know... Did we cover why Ryan has a pager on his shirt? It is not a pager. We've actually established that those are the microphones. We did establish that earlier in the show.
It is the microphone. It does look like I am a 90s businessman of some kind, but no.
I had a pager for a little while. Anyway, here's the music. This is Jupiter Trolley, and Jupiter Trolley is the lone band that we are not playing brand new music from this week. They are performing Saturday at Tudor Lounge with Hip Monarch, and that show starts at 7:30. It's $10 at the door. This is Jupiter Trolley. The song is called Dust Me Off on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. Jupiter Trolley on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. You could catch them Saturday at Tudor Lounge with Hip Monarch. That show starts at 7:30. I imagine that's the door time.
Yeah, I would think so.
And $10 to get in.
Funky, jazzy, people that know how to play their instruments. The exact
opposite of us.
Yeah. Nice. Good shit. I dug it.
Yeah, we were talking about pizza places in between the... I showed you that Batman calzone.
Yeah, so, Joe showed me the picture. If you guys haven't looked it up, just, like, Google it. Yeah, it's Little Caesars is offering a thing. It's like a calzone, I don't know that pronunciation because I never fucking order them, but it's like a bat wing. Like, it's folded in the front and folded in the bottom, and then on the sides, it's like bat wings. So it looks like the bat emblem, and then you can, like, roll it up yourself. And the picture of it, as do all items on the Little Caesars menu, looks relatively appetizing. But I've been burned like 3 times, and I won't be burned again. I know that when I buy that thing from Little Caesars, it's going to be, like, sparsely dispersed and unevenly dispersed, like, shreds of cheese that are not fully melted with sauce peeking through and pepperonis that are barely, 1, barely have any flavor, and 2, barely cooked. So I ain't touching it, but that picture did look pretty fucking good. I'll give it to you. It looks
I'm
good.
not gonna go out of my way to get one, but like it looks appealing.
Yes.
It looks interesting. Anyway, but
I'm not getting burned again, man.
I think I've had Little Caesars once, and that was because like back in the day when you used to have to order wrestling pay-per-views for like $60 a pop, I would have friends over, and one of them brought like some $5 hot and readies, like, and I'm pretty sure it was Brian, who hates buffalo pizza because he's from New York and that's where they have good pizza.
Bullshit. Buffalo pizza's different. It's just as good. It's just different.
You know what? I was just like, what the fuck is the appeal of New York pizza until I actually went to New York, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, New York pizza rules because it's like heavily seasoned and everything is very evenly distributed. So you taste a lot more like basil and shit coming through.
Like, oh, this is what Brian was always raving about.
Right.
As opposed to like New York style pizza. And that's the thing. If it's, such and such style, it's not that.
Right.
So like buffalo wings are not going to be anywhere near what you can get in Buffalo.
Right, that's like going to a New York kosher deli and getting, a really good corned beef or pastrami sandwich, or going to a New York style kosher deli and getting bologna.
I used to date this girl from Nashville, and she'd always, I'm gonna get some buffalo wings. Like, ew.
Oh, it's just eat their wings, dude.
Like, no. Buffalo wings are wings that wish they were made in Buffalo.
Right. Fucking exactly, man. That was the thing that, like, so Natalie and I lived downstate. We were in New Rochelle, just outside the city for a while, and I was kind of perplexed at how difficult it was for people to figure out how to make a good wing. Like, all you got to do is over fry it a little bit. But like, all the wings that I got down there were those big, sloppy, slimy ones that the sauce would not stick to.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. We were only like, 300 miles away from Buffalo, but they couldn't figure it out. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, it was just like, and she's like, oh, you got to try Nashville hot wings. Like,
well, okay, so...
do you guys call them Nashville hot wings in Nashville?
So have you had the...
I haven't had them.
That is a fair point. They do call it Nashville hot chicken down there. Nashville hot chicken is shit. Because they don't toss it in like a sauce.
Okay.
It's like a rub made out of like
right.
brown sugar and a shitload of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
And they like bake it onto there, and it's extremely greasy. It's like... picture like eating like KFC type greasy chicken, but instead of having a breaded crust fried onto it, it's that seasoning baked into the skin. Oh my God, it's awesome. It isn't baked in, like they flash fry it.
You lost me at KFC, dude.
Oh, come on, man, you're killing me. You're killing me, Joe.
I don't like KFC.
We're at odds on some shit today, man.
I have never liked KFC.
So
I to be fair, my experience with KFC is like the KFC's in Niagara Falls, and anybody from Niagara Falls can tell you KFC is not a place you fucking eat in Niagara Falls because those places are fucking gross.
Dude, I mean, I'll give it to you. Like, I generally... KFC was a bad example because, like, I don't like KFC. I think it's fried chicken done bad. I'm just saying, like, that buttermilk style of fried chicken.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
And it's like... Strip that breading off and instead bake cayenne or fry cayenne onto it. Oh my God, it's delicious.
And when I ever end up in Nashville, I will try the Nashville hot chicken.
Do it, man.
I don't feel like I could get an authentic Nashville hot chicken.
You cannot.
Outside of Nashville, just like I can't get an authentic chicken wing outside of Buffalo because they're buffalo wings.
It does make me curious.
I've never had, I like steak and cheese subs. Sure. But anything I've ever had that has claimed to be a cheesesteak, I've thought has been terrible. And I think maybe if I go to Philadelphia, maybe I will get a good cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's completely different.
I think if, a regional favorite is not going to be as good anywhere else, I think. And that's just, I wouldn't trust anywhere outside of Western New York to do a beef on weck.
Yeah, dude. Buffalo Wild Wings used to be Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck, and they dropped the Weck because nobody gave a shit.
Nobody knew what the fuck Weck was.
I'm not going to get that. Give me that wild wing, please.
And as much shit as we give Buffalo Wild Wings, they were actually founded by dudes from Buffalo.
Yeah. That's the thing, when I'm in the city of Buffalo, I'm not going to go to B-dubs, but when we lived downstate, we didn't go there all the time, but I would go there once every other month because it was the only place in New Rochelle that had a decent bar. That was another weird thing. The bar scene was weird in New Rochelle. There's nothing. But they had a decent bar and they had pretty decent wings and the sauces are really good. And I'm not saying, I know it's blasphemous, because again, I'm never going to a B-dubs here, but they're not bad if you need to get a wing and you're out of the city.
Sure.
And like I said, I've only
been a couple of times because it's just I live in Buffalo. What the fuck do I need to go to Buffalo Wild Wings for?
Right. The hot garlic sauce is excellent. It's actually hot and it's strong garlic. Unfortunately, you need to put it on a Buffalo Wild Wings wing, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's the one thing everybody's been telling me to cook in the air fryers. Oh, you got to do wings in the air fryer.
You should.
And
you absolutely should.
I keep neglecting to buy wings, and I probably should.
Yeah, dude, go do it. Blanch them in your oven for 15, 20 minutes so they cook partially. Then stick them back in the fridge, let them cool down, and then later throw them in the air fryer. Do them for 15 minutes. They'll be fucking perfect.
I just did breaded chicken for the first time in my air fryer last night. I did it with.
That's right. You did the parm. How'd it come out?
I did a chicken parm. It came out pretty good. I think what I should have done was not done as much chicken as I did because we had the conversation right before I got home about oh no, you can kind of stack some stuff in there. So I just I did 5 pieces, and it's a 2-quart fucking air fryer, so it was big enough for 3. So, but I mean, they all cooked well. They all cooked all the way through, and it was very well baked, as far as the breading and everything. So it came out pretty good. But I think next time I do it, I'm gonna do it as 3.
Right.
Instead of,
you can get the convection air around all of them, and it'll actually make the breading crispy.
What's killing me right now is we had this conversation last night about ever since I bought my air fryer, I keep seeing bigger ones on sale for reasonable prices.
So what'd you see today?
I think it's a 6-quart for $50.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And it's regular $120. I'm I kind of should buy this, but what stops me is it's just me here, so having the small one should theoretically prevent me from cooking way too much food.
Yeah, but come on, man. You get that big one. You can do an entire box of pizza logs in one go.
That's true, but then I would
for 2-3 days.
I would sit here and literally eat them all in one go too. I usually order chicken tenders to throw on the Foreman grill.
Okay.
And I'll just, grill those and make a side, and that's dinner. And the last time I fucking Instacarted, they were they're out of the chicken tenders. Do you want the chicken breast instead? Yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. And I did not realize just the huge difference in size between them.
Oh, yeah,
you
dude.
You can't cook a fucking chicken breast on a fucking Foreman grill.
Absolutely
like you
not.
can with a chicken tender. So so I was cutting them up and then cooking them on the Foreman grill, and then eating the whole a whole fucking chicken breast and a side, and I'm just
There's got to be a better way.
This is way too much food.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Like, I could just throw it in the fucking fridge, but there's still more chicken to cook. So, you know, there's a ton of chicken in my fucking freezer right now, and still chicken in my fridge. So,
we gotta go through some shit. We're like I say, we're back from pescatarian January, and we still have chicken from December. So I got to get on that.
I'm gonna throw the chicken that's in the fridge right now into the freezer because I've still got the chicken parm that I made yesterday. That's gonna last me another like couple of days. So, and then I just got a slicer today. Literally came earlier today. I haven't even opened it yet. It's like right behind you on the fucking table there. But I got a slicer, so I'm just and a fucking bag of potatoes.
See, that's the thing, and I know you're going to be doing fresh cut fries, but all I can think is Kramer with the slicer sliding it under to give it to the cat.
Well, I mean, there are 5 cats here, so.
Yeah, hey, yeah, exactly. You can reenact that scene from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be doing like fries and like chips and apple chips and shit like that. So like,
fuck yeah, dude.
You know, I just because I was like, all right, what's the next thing I need here? Like, how do I make fries without having to buy a bag of fries all the time?
Yeah, dude, it's that simple. Cut up a potato, toss it in the air fryer,
and then I know that it's just a fucking potato that's been cut up. Like, I don't got to worry about what else is in this. Is there already salt on this? Like, am I adding salt to something that's already got salt?
Yeah, dude, any of that shit that comes in a pre-frozen bag, already 50% of your daily sodium.
Yeah, so
which is why I'm constantly drinking stuff. I have a high salt diet.
Yeah, so I was like, let me just get some potatoes and a fucking slicer, and I will make my own fucking stuff here, you know? So I got a 5-pound bag of potatoes today. I got the slicer today, so, you know, I'm probably not gonna hit that up tonight, but because I still have a shit ton of chicken parm to get through, but
soon enough, man. Do that during WrestleMania instead of the more pizza, because you said the pizza you got last time was like $70.
Oh yeah, we paid like $70 for fucking pizza, man.
It's nuts, man.
I think it was a large and like 30 wings, and it came out like with delivery and tip and tax and everything. It's like $70. It's like, god damn.
Well, that's the thing. Like, to get back on Pizza Hut, to, you know, because I really am just going for food the entire show at this point.
Fine.
Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, like,
whatever works.
Like, so like
Hi, Mom.
So like one, I appreciated the nostalgia as well of Pizza Hut, because I used to go with my parents and my grandparents and stuff, and there was a pole position machine there, and I would play pole position. Then they got rid of that, and they had a game called Pig Out, which I have not seen since, but you were 3 pigs that were like escaping from a cop or something, and it was like a Donkey Kong styled tier game. Anyways, not the point. Pizza Hut pizza is not good. It's like C+ level, whatever. But I really feel like Buffalo pizzerias need some incentive to stay honest. And I understand like the price of wings is crazy high right now. But like, I have been noticing a very steep decline in quality in a lot of the places that I get pizza from, including Buffalo Staples. And I don't want to be blasphemous, but like the last time we got bocce, it was a large pizza and 40 wings. And to pay for that and have it delivered plus tip was $124.
Yeah.
All of it was cold. It
Damn,
it was fucking terrible. And the wings were not even cooked. Now, to be fair, we ordered it to be delivered for a Bills game. So they're getting killed.
Yeah, right.
But like at the same time, I worked in a restaurant for 7 years. I never gave someone undercooked wings because you could legitimately hurt somebody.
Absolutely.
And it pissed me off. So it's like, I'm not saying that Pizza Hut coming in is going to cause bocce to shake in their shoes, because they're not. They are Buffalo's most beloved pizza place. But like a little bit of that competition of like, oh, if someone goes to Pizza Hut and they get the same C+ pizza every time, as opposed to having a gamble on whether it's F or A++, like I probably would take that gamble with that experience that I had at bocce. This being said, Lovejoy has always been fantastic and has never fucked anything up. So, I mean, unpaid ad, if you're getting pizza in Buffalo, go to Lovejoy. They have the best wings in Buffalo, in my opinion. But I've been having bad experiences with every other pizza place, and I think Pizza Hut coming in might scare them a little bit.
I've just been doing Leo's because it's right up the street. So it's just like, you know, I know the delivery drivers and shit. One of them lives next door to me. So it's just like, yeah, you know, I like the delivery guys. So let me order from fucking Leo's. Let me put like $5-10 in their pocket, you know, and one of the fucking delivery guys I gave a CD to as a tip one time. Well, a CD and $5, you know what I mean? But like, because like the dude's always just like, you know, having a conversation with me when he comes to deliver pizzas. So like,
You're like hanging out with the delivery guy, like in Big Daddy.
pretty much, dude like sees like, oh, you're I see you got the projector out for wrestling here. Who's the main event tonight? Oh, okay, yeah, I like that guy, you know, and like. And, you know, we get into talking about music and shit. And so just like when we put out Falls Count Anywhere and we got the CDs and I was like, dude, here, take this. This is my band. So, you know,
That's
which
cool.
I am totally going to remember when I go to Vegas to bring the fucking download cards so I can just start handing them out to people. Like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah, dude.
check this out. Just give free ones out. Just like, hey, this is my band. You might like it if you like Metallica, you know? Like, we're a punk band, but like, you know.
Same ethos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
dude,
know.
definitely remember to do that. I forget that very frequently. I want to plaster stickers all over everything. And
I didn't
forget
even
it.
think about it when I went to San Francisco until like I met the dude who ran a fucking club out there, and I'm just like, man, I wish I had a fucking CD to give you.
Here, let me
or
see your
download
phone.
card or something.
www.bandcamp.
Here you go, livingbraindead.com. Songs are all up on there.
So you guys are fancy. You have well, I'm in it, but like, you have an actual website. Shambles ain't do that shit.
The Pizza Hut that, you know, I used to go to had a Pac-Mania fucking cabinet. I've never seen that game anywhere outside of there other than like on the like newer Namco compilations that are coming out.
Right, I mean, that's
and like
a
the
deep
Pac-Man
cut.
arcade one out. But like I never saw that game in an arcade ever, but I saw it all the fucking time at Pizza Hut and would play it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, like
That is like, it's funny that so many people have that memory of Pizza Hut. Was like, Pizza Hut was like it wasn't an arcade, but it always had an arcade cabinet. And that's where so many people, at least of my generation anyway, because like by the time we were coming up and we could go to the mall, arcades were on their way out, you know? Like there was a timeout in a mall and it had like a Pac-Man machine and that was gone by the time I was 14. But like every time I went to Pizza Hut, there
I
was
at
an
least
arcade
had the
game.
benefit of like arcades were a thing until I was like almost 20, you know? So like we spent every fucking weekend at the mall just going to the arcades and going to there was a dude who owned a sports goods store who was selling bootleg CDs on the back.
Nice.
So like, and I got
the good old days before we stole everything from the internet, man.
I got like you would get like the guitar magazines back in the day, and they would have the ad for like, oh, you know, you could buy all these like really rare fucking CDs, like Metallica "Sucking My Love." It's the rarest Metallica song ever. And I fucking found it at this sporting goods store at the fucking mall.
Hell yeah. Hell
Or
yeah.
Sports memorabilia store at the mall. The dude was selling it out of the fucking back of the... And I'm like, I have to have this because this is the one that the guitar magazine's always telling me is the most rare fucking Metallica thing. I don't know how, like, I think they just took some of the Kill 'Em All recordings and they're just like, yeah, this was from a radio show, and this is Dave Mustaine and Cliff Burton playing at the same time.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I don't know necessarily about that, because it sounds just like it does on Kill 'Em All. Yeah, okay. But
they
like,
just degrade the sound quality a little bit and try to say it's rare.
yeah.
Take the tape out and rub it in the dirt a bit.
But I mean, like, I got that album, that CD, and I had like Garage Days Re-Revisited and More, which was the original Garage Days Re-Revisited. Which was like Jason's first album with the band, because it was just like, here, let's get in the studio and do some shit before we get in the studio and actually do some shit. Kind of like what we're doing with you, except we're not treating you like shit like they did Newstead. But
Hey, don't give yourself too much credit. You treat me plenty like shit.
but you know, like this and More one had like, you know, Black Album demos and like the elevator version of Nothing Else Matters, which is like Metallica with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra led by Michael Kamen way before they ever did the S&M concerts. And just like holy shit, like, you know, which is a really good version of the song if you've never heard it. Like Metallica Nothing Else Matters elevator version, find that shit. And like now I have it on vinyl because it was in the Black Album box, and I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. I have to get this box set just for that.
Well, back in the day, before we had all these hipsters making it trendy to get you know, represses of formerly rare music, you had to go to the mall and ask the guy in the sporting goods store to take you into the back room and let you take a look.
Basically,
at his
yeah,
collection of bootlegged stuff.
Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here. But my dear friends in Evening Slumber, which is Leland from Yellow Sauce is a part of that group there. They have a new album out. It's called Expect the Shatter. It came out last Friday. It's available now on wherever you get your music. So go check that out. And this is a song from that album. It's called A Million Pieces on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. We'll see you next week.
A fairy bound, and we'll be together once more. Our love will restore the wreckage and debris. A million pieces, you know we need this to set our spirits free. When we make it back and we ditch the panic, it's all I know, it's all we needed. A million pieces, and I'm gonna build our home. So I'm gonna sing my song tonight and picture the look inside your eyes, and hope that it's not for the last time. I'm yearning to take your hand in mine, so don't lose hope. We loved too long ago. It felt so slow, still it grows. And we'll be together once more. Our love will restore the wreckage.